Today I'm going to show you how I took these beautiful macro shots. Just cut out a nice plug that we can easily put back in when we're done with it. Make sure you go deep enough that you don't take the mushroom's root off. That has got it. So as you can see on the computer screen here, the background is boring and kind of a blackish gray. I've put my moss in the frame, taped the two halves together, holds it pretty well. I wouldn't turn it upside down or anything, but simply by placing it behind, we get some actual color in the background. If you get moss with little plants on it like this one has, you can, depending on how far, this is as close as I can get it with my current setup. We can make some adjustments to this right now. Bring that back. Slightly change our framing here. I'm currently using Digicam Control for my capture software. It's absolutely free and it works pretty well. I prefer Helicon Remote, but Helicon Remote is very expensive in comparison to free. By moving the background piece around, we actually get different shading in the background. Adjust it until it's how you like it. Alright, so we're going to start stacking now. I've got the shutter set on my keyboard's space bar so I don't have to touch anything when I'm taking the photo. I'm going to get our first shot right now. And then just a small movement forward on the wheel. It depends on the depth of field you're working with, on how far you're going to move. That's just something you're going to have to learn, or learn how to do the math. I play it by ear. I suck at math. So after every shot, we're going to move a certain amount forward on our rail, trying to make sure we make the same distance movement each time, and each of our focal points should be overlapping. Sometimes it's a little trial and error. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, so I usually don't screw up too bad, but I still take bad stacks. It happens. Bringing the moss and all of these other things into the house does come with the risk of bringing critters in. One time I had brought in a small branch to photograph, and I was photographing other things. And when I finally got to that small branch, I discovered I had about 100 tiny little ants running around on my table because they were living in the branch and I left it sit directly on the table. And they went exploring. Needless to say, it was not easy collecting all of them. I don't like to kill them. I mean, I brought them in here. It was my fault they were here. I'm going to go all the way through the whole mushroom cap here. It's important to have your f-stop at a narrow aperture or you'll get ghosting on the edges of your stack really bad. Alright, that was a pretty quick stack. I'm not sure I did a very good job. We may have to redo that. If we do, you'll never know. And since I don't have Helicon Focus at the moment, I'll be stacking in Affinity Photo. Pretty decent for stacks that aren't too complex or too deep. And we're going to go to File, New Focus Merge, Add, and then we're going to select our images. Shift right click to select them all. And let's see, there we go, get a little of that glare off the screen. Alright, it's imported our photos. We're going to select OK, and it's going to start doing its thing. It's going to take a minute. I'm going to grab my coffee cup. And thanks to my new wireless mic, I can talk to you wherever I go. I'll be doing a video on that at some point, I'm sure. Coffee. I love watching this happen on the screen here, the way it all gradually builds into a full image. And now it's taking all the little pieces that were in focus on all the different images and stitching them together. And we're about to find out if I made too large of steps or not. A pretty little mushroom, or toadstool. And there it is. Give it a bit of an inspection here and see how she looks. This is when you do some pixel peeping. Wow, my steps weren't too bad. That's pretty good detail. Very good. And once I show you the full-size image on screen there, take a look at that background, how it came out. It looks almost like trees in the background. You'd never know that was just moss and tiny little bits of dichondra. So anyway, that's it for the toadstool. And I may do some more with the toadstool, I don't know. But yeah, I decided I gotta take one more stack of this toadstool before we move on. Alright, looks like that's got it. Let's see what we got. New focus merge. Add. Shift right click. Very good. And there it is. Pixel peep and see what we got. It's just a little bit soft, but it's not bad. Probably punch it up a little bit in topaz. Almost no noise. It's always a nice thing.